Happy Monday, everyone. This is Martha with Nature Niche, and this week I want to follow up on the topic I covered last week, which was bird-friendly certified coffee, and talk more broadly about some recommendations that the Smithsonian Institute has for ways that we can live more bird-friendly. So they have some 7 simple actions to live bird-friendly. And these are things that you can do at home, lifestyle changes that are better for the birds and our planet. So I liked their summary. First off, they recommend turning out lights and treating your windows to keep birds safe. Up to 1 billion birds die annually in the United States and Canada after colliding into windows on our built structures. So during the day, that's the reflection of habitat. And the birds thinking it just continues and hitting the windows. And at night, especially during migration, city lights attract the birds in and they end up hitting buildings as they're trying to migrate. So things that we can do, putting up external insect screens or decals or film or paint to help break up the daytime reflection, and turning off lights at night. If you want more information on this topic, watch Monday with Martha number 78 about how to prevent window collisions, and number 102 about migratory birds and light pollution. The second recommendation from Smithsonian is to keep cats indoors to save birds. It's estimated that cats kill about 2.4 billion birds annually in the United States, and that's second only to habitat loss as the human-caused reasons for loss of our wild birds. So I encourage you to keep cats indoors and entertain them with window mount feeders or feeders up within 3 feet of your windows. You can make outdoor enclosures for them, lovingly known as catios. Or you can train your cats to walk outside on a leash to get them some fresh air. The third recommendation, and the one most near and dear to my heart, is to plant native plants. So these plants provide shelter and nourish our wild birds while being locally well adapted to our weather and soils. And with habitat loss, birds have many fewer places to safely rest during migration, to raise their young, and survive the winter. So by providing native plants in our landscapes, their nectar, their seeds, their fleshy fruits like berries, their foliage, and then the insects that they support will help attract and sustain our birds and other diverse wildlife. So please consider adding native plants to your outdoor spaces, yards, and planters. Remove excess lawn that you're not really using and replace them with valuable native species. For more information on that topic, you can watch Monday with Martha number 4 about native plants, and number 13 and 52 about lawn alternatives, and number 56 about how you can select native plants for your particular landscape. And by all means, please come see us during one of our native plant sales during the growing season. The Smithsonian's 4th recommendation is to avoid pesticides for a bird-friendly home. More than 1 billion pounds of pesticides are applied in the United States annually, and many of these are toxic to birds and other wildlife, either directly through direct contact or indirectly through the birds consuming contaminated seeds or prey items. So to decrease the number, and they also decrease the number of insects available as food for the birds. So I recommend carefully researching the chemicals and the products that you use. Please follow the labels carefully. and skip or greatly reduce their use around your home as much as possible. And make sure you consider buying certified organic foods that are grown without artificial chemicals. Fifth, they talk about drinking bird-friendly coffee to help protect disappearing rainforest habitats and help migratory and year-round songbirds and other forest-dependent wildlife species survive. So for that, watch last week's post, Monday with Martha, number 135. Bird-friendly certification from the Smithsonian Migratory Bird Center goes beyond USDA organic, Rainforest Alliance, and fair trade requirements to protect birds and their wildlife habitat that is often eliminated to grow coffee in full sun. And I would say you could also encourage your local grocers and coffee shops to buy and carry bird-friendly coffee, and research how other foods are produced and find sustainable growers and help support their practices. Maybe start researching beef, maple syrup, rice, and there are many others that you can think about. 6, avoid single-use plastics to protect birds and the planet. Plastic takes over 400 years to degrade, and about 91% of the plastic created is not recycled. There are 4,900 million metric tons of plastic that have accumulated in our landfills and our environment worldwide. That's a huge number to get your mind wrapped around. But it has polluted our oceans, and it harms many wildlife species, including seabirds, whales, and turtles that eat the plastic thinking that it's some sort of food item, or becoming entangled and physically entangled in the plastic. There are at least 80 species of seabirds that are known to ingest plastic, mistaking it for food. So you can choose to use reusable or compostable items over single-use plastics, and be sure to recycle disposable plastics whenever it's possible. You can advocate for bans or restrictions on the use of plastic bags, styrofoam, and straws, and do things like use reusable bags, and encourage your stores, your restaurants, your local businesses to phase out their use of single-use plastics. For more on those kinds of topics, watch Monday with Martha, number 99, on how to be a better recycler, and 101 to see how you can make old t-shirts into reusable bags. And then lastly, number 7, share your sightings on eBird. Scientists need our help tracking the health of the world's over 10,000 bird species, and we can report what we are seeing in our backyards, our neighborhoods, and wildlands to help scientists understand when and where our birds are thriving or declining, and help them focus their research and conservation efforts. You can use your smartphone and apps like Merlin or eBird to record and share your observations and get help with bird identification. And you can also participate in other citizen science projects like Project Feeder Watch, which just kicked off again in November, and a Christmas bird count, or a breeding bird survey. So for some more details on some of those, you can check out Monday with Martha, number 38 and 39, where I talk about the Great Backyard Bird Count, and number 82, where I talk about Christmas bird counts. So I hope that gives you some ideas of how you can live a more bird-friendly lifestyle. Thanks, and have a good week.